Good morning, how are ya? So, I'm at Mundesley for the next section of the walk. I'm exactly at the position where I finished filming the other day, which I will show you in a second. Anyway, hope you're well, and in this video I plan to walk from Mundesley to Cromer, so bit of a walk, about 7.5 miles I think it is, maybe a bit further, but we'll see how we go. But I'll just flip the camera for you. These are the steps where I finished filming the other day, just up there, and I mentioned those benches, so I'm at that same point. I walked from that way, so here we go. So we shall start today's journey from here, which it goes along here. So this is the Norfolk Coast Path, and we have to go up the slope in a minute, but we'll get a little look at the beach huts. So, hope you're well, people. Hope you've been doing all right. And as I say, welcome to the next video. Here we go again. Here we go again. Here we go, go, go. What was that song called? That was Stack a Bow, I think it was called. Stack a Bow. Here we go again. Here we go, go, go. So that slope there, we have to go up there to the left because it's got the sign there. But we'll have a little quick look at these beach huts. Wow. They go all the way along there. Sea's looking little bit rough this morning. I'll give you the weather conditions in a moment. There are the beach huts. Luscious, lush eye. Right, let's go up here because here's the path, showing it here. That's where we came from, Haysborough. That's where we're going, that way, continuing the path, going up here. Checking everything's okay. Yes, 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 yes. We are rocking and a rolling. There's the back of the beach huts. So yeah, it shows it going up here. So we have to pick up the road up there, beach road, and we go along there for a little bit, then we pick up, and we've got to do a right into another little path, which picks up the path again, I think. I've actually written some instructions down today. There's another sign there, pointing up this slope. We go up here. Like I say, I did a video here a few weeks ago. Shows the path going straight up here towards in the village. Marvellous. I did show this on the other video, but this is the war memorial for, you can probably see that. I did show it on the other video anyway. Marvellous. So if you wanted to have a little look around Mundesley, I have got a video for it. Village centre this way. Let's go. That's it. So yeah, straight up here. Yeah, weather conditions today, a little bit cloudy at the moment. I think it's going to be sort of sunny intervals apparently. Wind is coming in from the northeast. Steady but not as strong as the other day. That's that hotel that's no longer open. Yeah, so we keep going up this way. It's got another sign here. Just show you quickly. Morning. Here's another sign here, so it's pointing this way. This is where we want to go up here. Don't want to go down there, that leads you into the village centre. I'm going to go this way. This away. Then we look out for more signs. It should be on the right up here. Morning.
Morning.
I think it shows it just past the... Here we go, past the library, from what I could tell on the map. The library's coming up on the right. I think we go past that Coronation Hall or we go next to it. Our library. Nice. See, I didn't walk up this bit on that other video actually, so I didn't think there was much up here. Yeah, all as I've put on here, on my little notes, is first right past Toodies. I think that is the first right we can do. So we're at Coronation Hall. This is where we want to go around because I can see the path. Oh, and that's where the old church is as well. Perhaps I should have walked up here on that other video then. Right, so this is where it's showing the... See that? Path going to the right, pointing this way. Don't want to go there because that is the church car park by the looks of it. Yep, it is. We want to walk on this path here. Marvellous. I've actually got a sweatshirt on today. The old weather's changing a bit. I got a feeling I'll probably take this sweatshirt off in a little while because when you get walking, it don't take long to warm up. But at the minute, a bit breezy trousers, so I thought I'd put it on. Right, so yeah, you walk through this bit next to Coronation Hall, come through here, and that's where I can see the post with the acorn sign. If in doubt, look for the acorn, pointing this away. So that's that first bit then. We follow this now till we get to another road, which that should be called Seaview Road. And then we've got to pick up that main road that we was just walking along again. That main road there, where we was just walking, I think that's called Cromer Road. And we'll pick that up again. We do that a few times for what I could see on the map today. We actually do a fair bit of road connections and then back onto the path sort of thing. So It's not straightforward for me. It will be for you, hopefully, if I go right, correct. But I'll have to pay attention, look for the signs. I've got my notes, but I've got a feeling I'm going to have to still check the phone at certain points, because I can just vision issues with this section today. Don't know why. Weren't too bad on that last one. Got a little bit. I went a little bit wrong at that bit round Backton, but I tried to explain it as best I could on the video. So here we are. This is the Coast Path. I'm guessing it bears to the left here. Yes, because that is the cliff edge. More sort of them shed things like what they had back at Haysborough. Not as big though. Yeah, what are these? There's a plaque thing here. Let's have a little look. Mundesley World War II Emergency Coastal Battery. So that's what this is, or that's what this was. Yeah, see, back in the war years, they were definitely expecting an invasion at some point, because you notice it all the way up the coast in Norfolk. A lot of the way up, you see a lot of these sort of pillar boxes or whatever they are dotted around. They was definitely expecting an invasion in mainland Britain, but never happened in the end. But they were definitely prepared, and I can imagine the sort of panic that would have been around, because you know, what a horrible thing to think that you're... Right, hang on, let's just get this right before I keep talking and waffling on. Don't look like you can go there. I would guess it's around here. That just looks like it goes to a load of bushes down there. So we go around here, I think. Not 100%. I'd like to see a sign. Ah, I can see a sign. That's it. Confidence restored. There's a post here, look, see, pointing this way. Goes along here. Yeah, so as I was saying, you imagine the fear that would have been in a lot of these little small villages up and down, well, all over the country really, but I'm specifically thinking about the villages along the east coast of Norfolk, because that's where it would have, if it would have happened, it would have been happening all along the east coast, and I guess to the southern coast of Britain as well. But to think that could have happened, I mean, what would have been the mindset of the people around here? I know they were hardy type people, but still, because a lot of the men would have been away at war, so it would have just been like sort of women, old people and youngsters and that. I guess they'd have, I don't know, sort of living in fear for a brief period. I don't think it lasted long though, because it became apparent quite quickly that it weren't going to happen. But I guess they was thinking it could happen, because they did get to Norway, didn't they? They went on Norway and places like that. It definitely would have been a legitimate fear. So that's why they got prepared and started building all them things like back there. Mental, really. I remember seeing, I did video record, I don't know what happened to the footage though. I Ah, Seaview Road. That was the road, I think. Hang on. Oh, we go round here. That's right. I think this is where we go back round. I might have to check the phone, but I think this goes back round. Now, let me just check the phone quickly, because I don't want to go wrong. Sorry about this, to do this early doors, but you could probably go along there, but it don't show. Hang on, no, it does show a post. It's showing it pointing straight up. It is showing it pointing straight up, but I'll just double check that. It is pointing up there. Let's go up here, and then we bear round up at Albion Road. Then, then we pick up Cromer Road again. Right, we'll do it that way. See, it does show it back there, going left on Albion Road. Not Albion Road, Seaview Road. Then right on Cromer Road, but I don't think it matters too much. We'll just have to go up to here, bears round up here, then it picks up Cromer Road again. Then we stay on Cromer Road for a little bit till we get to Alexandra Road, and we've got to go up there. So I've got to look out for, sorry about that, immediate problems. I did say I visioned issues today. Right, sorry. So it may not show this bit exactly on Google Maps or whatever. That's what I'm going by. That's what I was going by. But the posts did say pointing up here, so we'll go by the posts on this bit, and then it bears left, pick up Cromer Road. We've got to do a right. Then we do a right again, a little bit further up on Alexandra Road. Then that goes into the Norfolk Coast Path again. But there you go. Forgot what I was saying now. About the war, wasn't it, I think. But yeah, oh, that's it. I did do a video of when I was in London a couple of years ago now. I went to what is actually known as the biggest civilian disaster in the whole of World War II. I think that's what it says on the plaque. And that happened at Bethnal Green Tube Station. Those of you that don't know, there was an air raid siren go off one night, or it was one of them battery things like what back there. The battery went off in a nearby park, which is called Victoria Park. The battery went off, and they thought it was actual, dropping their what's the name, and everyone panicked because they could hear it clearly. So it was sort of, I think it was evening time or night time. It was like a winter month, I think, so dark early, and it was raining as well. And what happened is all the buses, all the pubs, they emptied out. And what people used to do is they used the underground station. I suppose they've done it in other places as well, but they used Bethnal Green Tube Station as a shelter. So people used to, every time they'd hear the air raid siren, they would go down the tube station. But what happened on this particular night, all the buses dropped down their passengers straight away, said, look, gonna have to get off because of the sirens or whatever. All the pubs emptied out, everyone crowded and rushed to the tube station as they normally do. But because it was wet and there was apparently some construction work going on at the time, so there was no handrails, what happened is too many people crowding down a little stairway. Someone slipped on the steps, or a couple of people. That was at the bottom of the steps, or towards the bottom, and everyone else just sort of piled on top of them, and it turned out to be a terrible disaster. A lot of people lost their lives, and there's still a big memorial plaque outside Bethnal Green Tube Station to this day, and I did film it when I was there. I did record it. It's so sad, and it's got the names of all the people up that lost their lives. Right, this must be that Albion Road because it's got a acorn sign and it's pointing round to the left. So we did go right back there. I'll just show you the sign. See, we was on Seaview Road. Here's the acorn sign. That's pointing this way. So we go here. We head to Cromer Road. Looks a bit grey out, I tell you. Hopefully them clouds pass away, because otherwise that could be a bit of rain. Lorraine. But yeah, what a terrible disaster. And it would have been elderly and young people, all sorts. Yeah, they were just trying to seek shelter, and they slipped. Some people slipped, and well, horrible thing. But yeah, so yeah, that was that's what reminded me of it back there when I see that thing. But yeah, if you're ever in the East End of London, Bethnal Greenway, it's worth just walking past that bit at the tube station. It's the memorial thing is opposite the Salmon and Ball pub. And Salmon and Ball pub's on the corner there. And yeah, you can read it, and some people still lay flowers there, what I noticed, even all these years later. Right, this is Cromer Road here then, and we want to go right here. So we did do the right thing, we didn't go wrong. We go right here, walk straight for a little bit, then we pick up Alexandra Road, which is up here. Nice and quiet today. It's not over early. I started filming, I think it was about 8:30, maybe a little bit earlier, 25 past, something like that. Yeah. Tex away. La 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 la. La 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 la. Right, so we're looking for, I'll tell you what, is this it already? Or is that just saying public footpath? No, that's saying public bridle way, that is. That is not saying Norfolk Coast Path. That just says public bridle way. So we want to keep going straight. And we're looking for Alexandra Road. Ooh, getting a bit warm already I am. I don't want to interrupt the filming already, because to take my jumper off, that means ending the filming. I'll try and sort of keep going. So we are just walking out of Mundesley at the minute then, I guess. Mundesley's behind us. The next place we should sort of come to, really, I mean, we've got holiday parks to walk past or near. But other than the holiday parks, I think the next main sort of place we come to is a place called Side Strand. And then you've got Overstrand, which is after that. And then after that comes Cromer. That's quite a way. Yeah, Side Strand, Overstrand, then Cromer. But for quite a bit of this path today, from what I could see, there's quite a bit of it that's not literally looking over the sea. So we will see it, the coast, the beach again, but there'll be bits where we walk just, looks like sort of fields, near fields. Here we go, I can see the post up here pointing right again. Eat your food while it's still hot on the table. Here we go again. Yeah, so, was this Alexandra Road then? Right, here's the sign anyway, look. Yeah, I can see restricted byway, Alexandra Road. And I can see that under them conifers there, see it? Alexandra Road. So we want to go here. Marvellous. See what I mean by holiday park? So looks like it's right and left of us here, but we just go straight, keep on the path. If I see anyone, I'll try and point the camera down like I usually do. But there's the post up here with the acorn on it, pointing straight up. There you go. Up here. And there's another post sign here that actually says Norfolk Coast Path. Does that mean straight ahead? I think it does. Showing it there. Or is it here? Does it mean there? Or round here? Nope, I think it does mean there. It means along here. I think it means up here. Yeah, I think I can see a gate up the end there. So yeah, you walk along that bit. Again, not ideal. I don't like these bits, but you've got to do it to stay on the path. Well, you ain't got to do it, but if you want to do the path correctly, then this is where it takes you. La 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 la. Yep, and there's a gate, and it's got the sign on it as well, or next to it. So I'm not sure how long this video will be today. What was that last one? 2 hours and 10 minutes, I think. This might be longer. This will probably be about, well, 2 hours 45 or something like that. Here we go, look, this looks quite nice, this is better. So you come through that gate, there's the sign showing you, we go through the gate and we go left, which is this away. Very nice. And then we're right next to the cliff edge again here. We go straight. Let me just check my notes for what they're worth, because they didn't take me, well, I got a bit confused back there. Right, no, hang on. Right hand forward, yep. Right, we're next. This leads us again to a road, then we have to go over Cromer Road into a road called Windmill Road, and then we pick up the path again on the right. So we just walk straight then until we get to Cromer Road again. Right, my hat's nearly blown off already, so that goes back to American style. Very windy. Windy, windy. Marvellous. Round here. Cool, we're high up here. Again, when you go round this bit, stick close to the left, because there's it looks like a big drop there. Big drop. Look at that. Nice view, but it's scary looking down there. Right, so where now then? The path, I think, bears round to the right, so yeah. So you don't go back through that gate there. That's back into the holiday park. You go round here. And I will double check it, but just because I worry. But I do worry, I do. Looks right. Yeah. Yeah. So it will show it. Hang on. Yep, we walk there. Oh, we go straight for quite a way here. That's not too bad. Hang on. Yeah, so it don't look like you can go too wrong because it sort of forces us to Cromer Road, which we have to cross. So just stick on this bit much as I can. Cool, we've been going half an hour already. Half an hour. Half hour. Just check that's all right. Yeah. Keep checking the old camera equipment. Marvellous. Cool, yeah, we are high up here. Yeah, what was I saying? The length of the video today could well be 2 3/4 hours maybe. Might even be closer to 3, which when it starts getting to them lengths, I don't know how the storage on the memory card situation will be, so that's yet another worry. I hope we can get to Cromer. Even if I just get to the very outskirts of it and we can see the pier, that would probably do, because then I could start filming again from that point. But the battery shouldn't be a problem because I've got the charger pack. It's the storage that could be an issue today. Yep, there's another little sign. Norfolk Coast Path, pointing straight up. See it? Marvellous. I guess that means over there. I don't think it means that road. Although I will look down it. I think it means that path there. Because that goes down to the beach by the looks of things. I'll just check again. Well, try not to trip over while I'm doing it. I think it means up here. Yeah, where am I? Right, yeah, that shows it going down. No, we want to go here. Yeah, that bit there just goes down to the beach by the looks of things. Here we go. I think it shows it along here, because that's just like a field edge, goes round there. Yeah, we go up here. Yep, 2 bottles of water with me today, so prepared on the waterfront. No food, but I've got plans for the food. Hopefully at the end of this journey. Cromer is known for obviously seafood and that, Cromer crab, etc. But I think I may go for fish and chips when I get there. So that could be probably around sort of lunchtime anyway. That could probably get him around sort of near midday, so might work out well, hopefully. So it could be fish and chips, could be scampi and chips. Lovely. Yes. There's no signs here, but I think it's showing it here. I will check again. Yeah, we're spot on. But as it comes up to here, yes, there should be a sign. There should be a gate up here where them caravans are, or mobile homes, whatever they are. Should be a gate, and there should be another post pointing us bearing us to the right. Then that, hang on, then we stay on that till we get over to Cromer Road. Yeah, it's not too bad. Not too bad at all. Whole sky's looking a bit blue over there now, nice. Very grey when I started. Very grey. I was actually thinking, is it going to rain? But looks alright. Tell you what, I'm happy with this mic, because that other day I did give a heads up at the start of that other video from Haysborough to Mundesley. I said it was really windy, and it was. But I tell you what, you wouldn't be able to tell that it was as windy as it was from that video. I did watch it back, a lot of it, and I could hardly hear the wind really. So that just shows you this mic is it really does record well in the wind, which is what I was looking for. Because if I rely on the mic on this camera, it's poor, in my opinion, very poor. Because what it does is it's got about 3 or 4 different mic outlets, and what it does is apparently when the wind is blowing strongly against one side, it's supposed to switch to the other one, which I think it does, but when it does that, it just makes, I don't know, it don't sound right to me. Right, hang on, it is showing it. We've got to go left here. Look, Norfolk Coast Path. Here, showing it round here. Right, okay. Don't like this bit, but that's what it's saying. Don't like walking through these places. Why can't it just keep you to the actual... Oh, no, I definitely don't like this. What I'm going to do, I'm walking up here, but I'm going to face the camera to me. I don't like things like this. It's very, feels like you're walking through someone's gardens. Although that's where it's saying the path goes. Hang on, I'll just double check. Did point this way. I would have thought it showed it the other way. Unless that sign was twisted the wrong way. Let me just check that. First of all, I've got to find out where I am. No, it is showing it round there, so let me just go back there. I reckon that sign was twisted round wrong, because on the map it shows it going right, and I said it goes right, didn't I, a minute ago? But on that sign it showed it going left. So you can't always stick to these signs. As I saw back at in that last video, just because there's a sign up don't necessarily mean it's pointing in the right direction, because they can twist, I guess. I've got a feeling that's twisted. Don't know though, but I'm going by what it says on my phone map. Right, I can flip the camera again now, I'll just show you. See, it is showing it going where I just walked, but that didn't look right to me as soon as I went down there. So I'm going to stick this way to the edge, and then we're on closer to the edge of the thing until we walk. Hang on. Definitely don't like these bits. But this keeps us on the outskirts of the holiday park. That other bit just showed it walking straight through, which I don't like. And again, still quite thingy up here. So what I might do is turn it round again in a little while. And you'll have to look at me, because I don't like that. I don't like it at all. It just feels wrong. But this is where it's showing it. The Norfolk Coast Path goes through or next to holiday parks, which I'm not happy about, but there you go. Nice view. Ooh. Yeah, so basically got to walk through here back to Cromer Road, that's where it goes over. Yeah. Well, not happy about it, I'll tell you. But yeah, I can smell breakfast. Make me hungry already. Yeah, so this is the holiday park. What I'm going to do, I don't like filming in here, so I'll record, but I'll record me till I get to Cromer Road. Seems a bit odd, but I guess there's no other way because we're right on the cliff edge here, so the only other way to avoid coming through these places is to stick, I guess, to Cromer Road. Don't even come into here. So that road where I did a right, was it Alexandra Road? What you could do, I guess, just stay on Cromer Road, because that's where this bit leads us anyway. And then we have to go over. So what you could do is stay on Cromer Road till you get to Windmill Road or Lane or whatever it's called. Once you get there, left into Windmill Lane, then it's immediately right for the Coast Path again. Because I don't like bits like this, I'll be honest. Don't like it at all. I don't like walking it. If I was to walk it again, I'd go along, I'd stick on Cromer Road. But not only do I not like walking it, I certainly don't like filming it. So the road bears round up here. You'll just have to sort of imagine what it's like. It's just a normal holiday park. I'm glad it's early because there's not many people walking around, but nah, not my cup of tea this bit, even though I'm doing what it says. Nah. But there you go. So yeah, I would walk, personally, stay on Cromer Road. I think it probably does bits like this because it wants to stick as close to the coast as much as possible, but I don't know, just walking in a holiday park just to see a tiny little bit of scenery and then back out on the main road. Nah, I'd rather stick on the main road for an extra 5 minutes, which that's probably all it would have been up here. I'll show you in a second. And then we could have avoided coming into this bit. So yeah, there should be another sign in a minute. Yeah, definitely. That showed it going right down that. There was caravans either side, cars everywhere. Nah, no thanks. Right, sort of coming out of it now. Morning. Yeah, that'd have brought us down there, I think. Anyway, I can film again. I can show you again now because we're coming out of the. Right. So this up here, coming out of the holiday park now. This up here is Cromer Road, which I'll have a look. If there's a path along there, one side of the road or the other, as I just said back there, personally, I would stick to Cromer Road. I wouldn't come into this bit. And then get to that road opposite, which is right there, Windmill Road. When you get to that, you've got to go left and then right again. So, yeah, that's what I would do personally. Because look, why has it got a sign up here pointing right and left then? Because yeah, it's pointing where we just come from. So that is definitely showing. The Norfolk Coast Path does show it going into that holiday park, but I don't like that. But it also shows it going over here. So what you, well, no, actually, yeah. I see why that is. There isn't a path. Look, this is that Cromer Road, and there isn't a path. That's why it takes you through that holiday park. got to do the crosser, which I'm doing. Right, and this is the path here immediately, so that's not too bad. We go straight here, and there's the path. There's the sign anyway. So back down there actually isn't a path. That's why it takes you through the holiday park. That makes sense. So that is, well, you're kind of forced to go through that holiday park then for safety reasons. I'll just show you, this is Windmill Road, right opposite the holiday park. And then this is the path again that you pick up. So, yeah, it's pointing in there and along here. Marvellous. Right, makes more sense then. So I guess if you're doing the Norfolk Coast Path and you're coming out of Mundesley, the safest way is to go through the holiday park and stick to the path in there. I guess if you're not filming, obviously, like what you probably won't be doing, then it's not too bad, just walk through it. But I personally don't like walking through things like that, and I certainly don't like filming in places like that. So I did face the camera around to myself. I may even blur parts of it out or cut bits of that bit out because I didn't like that. But that is the safest way to do it. So if you're doing the Norfolk Coast Path and you're heading north from Mundesley, the safest way is to go through that holiday park, because as you saw back there, that main road, Cromer Road, hasn't got a walkway, hasn't got a path, or it doesn't look safe to me. And it is a main road, it looks like the traffic goes quite quick along there. So even though I said it back there that I'd walk along it, no, I've changed my mind. I wouldn't walk along that. I'd go through the holiday park. That's the safest route. So here we go again, more signs. No access to beach or along cliff top that way. We're going along here anyway. Marvellous. Right, so we are now on the other side of Cromer Road, walking along these fields. And again, this comes to, let's read me notes. Comes to another road, I think it's called Gingingham. Oh, what funny names. Get overgrown again. Oh, opportunity to moan. That's alright, you can walk on there. What are you moaning about? Always moaning you are. Right, so what I've got there, yeah, I've done that bit. Yeah, Gingingham Road. So we've got, brings us to Gingingham Road. We go right there. Then we go left again along Cromer Road, which is this one. But there must be a path there, I'm guessing. Otherwise they wouldn't tell you to go left. Then we go right on a road called Loop Road, L-O-O-P Road. Okay, sounds pretty straightforward. Let's see if it works out that way. Now we've been filming 50 minutes. If I do have a little break, I'm going to have to stop, obviously to plug the camera in anyway. I'll probably have a quick 5 minutes, have a drink, take this sweatshirt off, because that's no longer required today, and then start filming again. It's been harvested, the field. Just the little stumps left, or the chaff or whatever. No, the chaff has been collected and all. And all! check things are alright on the equipment again. See, I've got to keep checking these things. See, now I've got this other mic, there's more stuff to keep an eye on, which seems to be going alright. Ah, so we're forced around here, are we? Okay. Well, we're forced in here, and it has got a sign. Here we go. Down here. But don't tell me there's nothing coming. You don't fool me. Da, 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 da. I wonder if we're in Side Strand yet then. Or near it. Must be near it. But don't tell me there's nothing coming. You don't fool me. Da, 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 da. It's better. That's it. Well, straight until Gingham Road. Struggle to say that. Gimmingham. Gingham. Ah, Gimmingham. Gimmingham, not Gingham. Gimmingham. Oh, whatever. Whatever, Trevor. Gimmingham. Wouldn't like to live there and explain that. What road do you live on, mate? Ah, whatever. Hear the old water swishing about in me backpack. Nice and calm along here though, I'll give it that. That wind is right calm down here, covered by these bushes and trees. Yeah, so what I've done the other day, when I finished up at Mundesley, I did get a cup of coffee. I don't know if I was talking about it. Probably was. Had a cup of coffee looking over the sea, which was nice. Nice little reward at the end of the walk. Then, I got the bus, which was quite handy. There was a bus coming within about 15 minutes of me finishing the walk after the coffee. So, I managed to get that bus because there weren't another one for quite a while. That was the number 34 bus. And that took me back to Haysborough, got off, and then went and got the car, which was handy. Because I thought, if I walk all that way back, that's a long old walk, after what I'd already done. That's the trouble, because it may look like on these videos, oh well, you've only walked 2 hours, what are you moaning about? Yeah, but I've got to walk back as well, so really I'm walking 4 hours. Unless I get the bus, which it wasn't possible when I finished at places like Halsey. There's no bus there. I couldn't see how I'd get a bus back from places like that. But Mundesley had a bus back to Haysborough, handy pandy, and I think Cromer should have a bus back to Mundesley, which should be the same bus. 34, I don't know, don't quote me. I'm thinking it's the same bus route. Hey, where's the bus route, buddy? Route. Yeah, that's the plan anyway. So, fish and chips, look at the sea, drink, possibly, yeah, scampi and chips I think. Scampi and chips, look at the sea, have a drink, check the bus times, get back to the car park at Mundesley, which was a bit annoying to be honest with you, because I didn't know what to do. I went up, you click on the machine, well one of the machines weren't working, out of order, That was a poor start. Went to the other one, and then you press the plus or minus buttons on how many hours you're going to stay. £7.55 as of today, what is I think the 24th of August 2026. £7.55 would have got me 5 hours. Now, I wasn't sure 5 hours would be enough. It'd be on my mind. I'd be thinking, is it enough? Is it not enough? The whole way I'd be rushing or worrying. So I thought, well, what's the one up from that? The one up from that goes from 5 hours to 24 hours. So 5 hours is £7.55, or 24 hours was £9, possibly £9.55, I think. Don't know, don't quote me. But it was nearly, like £9.50, maybe just over. So I thought, well, for the extra couple of quid, it gives you peace of mind where I ain't got to rush. Right, so it's showing it going up here. This is Gimmingham Road. Ah, Gimmingham. Hello, Gimmingham Road. There and there. So we've got to walk up there. There it is. That's where we came, and that's where we're going. So when we go up here, that takes us to Cromer Road. We then go left. So don't look like there's a path either side, so you've got to be a bit careful on this bit by the looks of it, because if a car comes along, which it is now, you're forced up the bank, which I'll do. Yeah, so for that literally that little bit there, be careful. But I can see here, there is a path. So as soon as you get to here, it's got it on the post. You can walk this bit, that's handy. But for that little bit there, just be careful if any cars come along, because you're going to have to be forced to the left or right, which is what just happened. And that's just, well, what were the odds of that? At this Gimmingham Road, probably you get a car come down here every 10 minutes by the looks of this sort of road. And it just so happened it come down just as I was literally on that tiny bit where there's no path. But there you go, that's good for video purposes, because it tells you, if you come out of that bit there, just be careful. You know what I mean? And then you're on this bit here, which is safer. Proper footpath, no road. Right. We press on. Yeah. Yeah, so it basically cost me just over £9.50 today. But I want it to be, obviously, if I wanted to, I could leave the car there till tomorrow morning then, according to that. Or could you? Some of these car parks shut at night, I don't know. But I think that one is okay. Might not be actually. They might shut the gates there as well. So, well, whatever. I doubt they'll shut before 8 o'clock tonight, and at August time of year, and that means I should be back by then in plenty of time. But yeah, with trying to get the bus back to Mundesley and all that, I don't think 5 hours would have been enough today, so I paid for the whole day. Right, so what here then, eh? That way and that way. I don't reckon it's there, do you? Let's look here. This looks like more of the main path. I thought it was closer to Cromer Road, to be honest, but still a bit of a wander. No posts here, no signs. So, we can probably walk here. This looks like a path. Yes, and up there I can see a post, so you ain't got to go back to the road. You're on this bit. So literally the only bit where you're on the road is where I came out of that other path, and that car went by. Could do with a cup of tea. I had a cup of tea before I come out this morning, but for some reason I want another one already. I think walking through them holiday parks when you can smell the old breakfast cooking, you just envision breakfast with a cup of tea, or I do anyway. Right, so here we go. Look, that's oh, it ain't double M, it's just Gimmingham. That's Gimmingham Road there. This is Cromer Road, and here, so right, I can see a path actually, and it goes, so you ain't got to walk on the actual road. You walk on the path still. But I will check my notes again now because I want to, do you know what I mean? Because I can. Yeah, so again, there's a post confirming this is the way. Right, that's what I said. So we're looking for a road up here on the right called Loop Road. And then that, we go into that and then sort of on the left, or we bear left, and that takes us back to the Norfolk Coast Path. Absolutely marvellous. Horrendous, horrendous, marvellous, absolutely marvellous. That's horrendous. Horrendous. Yeah, I can see another, yeah, there is another post at the end of this field here. Just want to double check, see how far that loop road is. Hold on a second. Be back with you in a minute. Yeah. Cromer Road, where's Loop Road then? Eh? Well, it's a bit of a wonder if that's it. No, that ain't it. Sorry. So where are we then? Hang on. We're walking along there, yeah. Where's Loop Road? Ah! Right, got ya. There's a bit coming up which says on there, I think it's on that Loop Road, called Deep History Coast Discovery Point. That may be worth a little look. Whatever that means, but... So we're on Cromer Road. Well, next to it. Go to that Loop Road. Yeah. And then we pick up the coast path. But just literally, just after we're supposed to bear left for the Norfolk Coast Path, that's where it says that Deep History Coast Discovery Point. I've just clicked on it, but there's no picture, so I don't know what it is. But we'll have a look. There's got to be a plaque there, I would have thought. And yeah, a little bit of a walk, but no, not too bad. Yeah, we'll have a look at that thing, whatever it is. Right, just check the old equipment again. See, I've got to do so many things now. I'm a busy man when I'm doing this. Very busy. And what we've been going, 65 minutes, so cool, bly. I wonder if we can get a 3-hour video out of this memory card. Because that's what it might end up being. Especially with all these starting and stoppings going on. You know. Got to get my act together. Right, again. Posts pointing right and left. So I'm guessing we've got to walk along this normal path on the road, along the pavement. Just show you the what's the name? That's pointing right and left. We're at a place called Middle Street. We've got to cross over and stick to that thingy. There we go. Look, Overstrand. It's got 3 miles pointing that way. And we're not at Side Strand. Side Strand is 1 3/4 miles, so we're not even there. No, we are not. We're at a place called Trimmingham. Trimmingham. So we stick on this till we get to, I think it's the next right you can do anyway, called Loop Road. So you stay on this bit, on the old pavement. Or as the Americans call it, a sidewalk. They call these a sidewalk, not a pavement. So this would be, if you're an American, a sidewalk coming up to Side Strand. Well, in 1 3/4 miles anyway. I was walking along the sidewalk in Side Strand. Sidewalk in Side Strand. But don't tell me there's nothing coming. You don't fool me. Yeah, be prepared to walk along a bit of a busy road then. Busy. I hear this man. Don't try to hide. Absolutely marvellous. Someone's cutting their grass. That's something I ain't heard much of lately. It's been so dry, so hot, but now we've had a bit of rain for the last 4 or 5 days here and there. The grass is popping up green again because it was really straw coloured. And that means as soon as that starts happening, you start hearing the old lawnmowers going. Yeah, the old mower. Mow the grass. Mow, you heard about him. He's a grass, he is. He grasses people up. Mow the grass. Yeah, so you get a bit of a walk along the main road. See what I mean by not seeing the beach for quite a bit of this? That's what it looked like on the map anyway. So it's, you know, well, it is what it is. So doing the Norfolk Coast Path doesn't necessarily mean you're going to be on the coast for the entire way. Not literally on overlooking the beach. There'll be bits like this if you stick to the proper path. Do you know what I mean? Right, I wonder if this is Loop Road coming up. It's got that nice sign anyway, so I actually want to cross over and film that because it looks lovely. I like them. I like the old village signs. Ah, Paston Way. What's that? There's all other walks. Oh, don't get me started on other walks. I ain't even finished this one yet. But so where does it say the Norfolk Coast one then? That's just on about Paston Way. Or is that Paston Way as a bus? I think it's a bus service, isn't it? I don't know. No, it says there's walks as well. Oh, I don't know. I'm not getting involved in that though. I just wanted to look. The old Charlotte over there as well, look, church. Yep, so it is pointing up here for the Norfolk Coast Path, which I shall show you in a second. Church Street with a church in the background, lovely. Yeah, so, no, that Paston Way is a walk by the looks of it. So Norfolk Coast Path showing it going over to Loop Road, which is where we want to go, where that nice sign is. I want to look at that in a second. But past to Paston Way, that would be to the right, but we're crossing, so just be careful here when you cross. Bit of a busy road, busy bee. Nice and quiet so we can go. So here's Loop Road. Marvellous. Here's the Trimmingham sign, which I wanted to look at. Also marvellous. I like signs like that. That's lovely. That would have been a good place to stop the filming if I needed to, but I don't need to just yet. Right, so Loop Road, and this is where that Discovery thing was, wasn't it? Yes, so it's showing the path immediately here to the left. This bit here, marvellous. That historical place thing is up there on the left, which I don't like the look of that actually. Don't know what it is, or can you walk up there? No, that's just the sea over there. That's just the sea again. So we go back down here. Go back to that sign a second. Yeah, so back to the sign, it's pointing this away down there. Okay, we'll go down here. So I don't know what that historical place was all about. Oh, here it is. This thing. I take it you can walk here because it's got a bench and that. I don't know if you can walk there. I don't want to be rude or nothing, but that's that historic deep history coast thing. It's got a public bin there, so I'm thinking you can probably walk there, but I don't want to chance it. Do you know what I mean? In case it is someone's property. But that's where that historical coast thing is. It's got some information up there, like a board or whatever. Yeah, no, it says explorers welcome on that sign, so I think you can walk on that bit, but I just generally, when I see something like that, it looks like someone's drive, so I don't like taking a chance. But if you're into all that, then have a read of the sign. Sit down. Right. So this is showing the Norfolk Coast Path. This is definitely a bits and pieces today, isn't it? Main roads, walking on fields, going through caravan parks. Yeah, okay. Right, so this path, right, yeah, I see. You don't want to go straight up there. There's a post here which is pointing in here. There's the post, pointing to there. Okay, just so I know. Now, yes, cool, now we're in like the woods or whatever. This is definitely a bit, well, it's a bit of a mixture. How long have we been going? 75. Yeah, the battery's looking okay. Ah, we can see the sea again. There will come a point as we go round some big bends in a little while, I think, where we can actually see Cromer in the background. We'll be able to see the pier, but not just yet because it looks like we've got to go around some big old bends. Oh, I like this bit. This is looking nice already. Yep. The old happy meter goes up when I see bits like this. Happy, happy, joy, joy. Look at that, there's a bench there. So if you wanted to, which I'm going to just show you, I think you can walk there, but there's a little bench thing which looks right out over the sea. Look at that. What a lovely place to have a cup of tea, eat your sandwiches, and just think, ponder things. But it does say, even though there's a bench there, look, it says it here, beware, unstable and eroding cliff. Please keep 5 metres back from the cliff edge at all times. Well, what's the point in having a bench which is closer than 5 metres to the edge if you've got that sign, eh? Where's the sense in that? What are you confusing people or what? Because I'll walk a little way down here just to show you. I ain't going to get... I'll still keep 5 metres, or what I believe is 5 metres from the edge, because that's what that sign says. Right, I'd guess, because it's coming up to the edge there, I'd guess I'm about 5 metres from that bit there to the edge. Look how close that bench is to the edge. I'd say that's 2 metres tops. So how can you stay 5 metres from the edge if you're sitting on that bench? Surely that bench is in highway to the danger zone. So if you're literally living life on the edge if you go and sit on that bench, you're in the danger zone, and you're in a zone which says you shouldn't be really, because it's saying keep 5 metres. Well, but there's been quite a few sections where well, if you stick to the path, there's no way you're 5 metres from the edge in quite a few places, because to stick 5 metres from the edge, you'd literally be walking, well, you'd be in the farmers' fields and all things like that. So again, here, how can you stick 5 metres from the edge? There's the edge there. 5 metres would be over there, walking through them thistles. So, looks like that's their guidance and that's their advice. And it also looks like if anything went wrong, they'd say, well, we did tell you. That's what it tells me anyway. Look at that looks nice. Even though it's eroded away. It don't look fresh though, because there's all grass growing on it all the way along, so that don't look like a fresh section gone really. Looks nice though. Look at that sea. Lovely. Lovely, lovely. So yeah, a bit confusing. If you're someone that likes doing things to the word, to the letter, then you probably wouldn't be able to do quite a bit of this path, because you wouldn't be able to stay we're less than 5 metres from the edge already. You wouldn't be able to sit on any of these benches. Another one coming up here. Ah, this looks like we go through the woods as well up here. Lovely. See, I like this bit. I knew straight away the old happy meter went up. Again, by my calculations, and someone that used to do fencing for a living, that is less than 5 metres from the edge. But there you go. Oh, look, these woods go right up to the edge of the cliff, so if that cliff there was to go, which it has been by the looks of it, then you would actually lose. The trees would fall down the cliff and fall into the sea. Mental. Mental as anything. How can you see looking through those tears? Don't you know you're worth your weight in gold? I can't believe that you're alone in here. Let me warm your hands against the cold. Look at that. Let's have a closer look. So them trees, some of them are teetering. I can see one, the roots are already hanging over the cliff. Look at that. Look at it. Right, another post coming up, pointing through here. Nice. We're going in the woods. The acorn signs fell off, but it is pointing this way. There's one there. Again. Yeah, you say that. You do say that. I know you do. But can it be done, eh? Look at these trees as well. Some of these are really quite big trees, but the ones to the right of me are very close to the edge. They're in that danger zone. They're in the old Kenny logging zone. Yeah, this looks promising. Basically, stick to the bit that's most trodden, most common. Yeah. Next time you address me, common. Right, so there's two paths, but I'll just show you the post. The post is pointing this way. See that? Pointing here. So we go here. Nice and calm again in here. Yeah, what point should I plug in? 82 minutes now. Yeah, I do want to have a bit of a drink. I do want to take this sweatshirt off. I want to do a lot of things really. Hang on, I'm confused again now. I'm definitely confused with that. Because I would have thought it would go round there. But this is showing that way. Phone checking time. Possibly battery checking time. Right, hang on. That's thrown me off. It really has. No, because to me it shows it there. Has that been took out, twisted round to confuse people? I would guess so. That looks loose to me. See, technical eye and all that. Someone that used to do the old fencing, fence post, that's loose in the ground. To me, that's been took out, either put in wrong by accident or put in wrong by someone who thinks they're very clever and funny, trying to throw people off the path, because that is pointing that way. But if you've got Google Maps or whatever the map this is called on my phone, it's pointing that way. So to me, yeah, nice try, but you don't fool me. Yeah, it makes sense. I mean, you got this sticks to the coast, and as I say, that shows it on there. Walking on that bit for quite a way actually. Does that lead us all the way into Overstrand? I think it does. No, Side Strand. Goes into Tower Lane. Tower Lane. No, Tower Lane is Overstrand. So I think we're sort of, I think to the left of me now is Side Strand. Further up is Overstrand. And further up from that is Cromer. Yeah, so I think we're going correct here. That post back there was trying to throw us off. This to me is the Norfolk Coast Path. Look, that takes you to the Side Strand, I think. Which, although Side Strand's probably got a nice sidewalk, I don't want to go there. Just want to look out for another post in a minute just to confirm, but I think, pretty sure this is correct. God, this is really high up. I know it's really slanted down, but if you look from the point where I am here right down to that beach, we're really high up here. Look at that. Just checking that, the battery looks like it needs plugging in a minute. Battery. Cool, yeah, all the way up, there's big chunks out of this cliff. Cliff. I'm already looking forward to my fish and chips. I think they open about midday though, so yeah, it could be, timing could work out quite well. If not, I just have to hang about. So I don't really want to leave Cromer without eating fish and chips. It's kind of like an unwritten rule I've got for myself. Go to Cromer, whatever I'm doing there, whether I'm there for 10 minutes or 10 hours, fish and chips for me is pretty much a must have. Ice creams, depending on what time of the year really, but I do like an ice cream there as well. Got plenty of places for that. But the fish and chips, well, I do like it. But I have been told there's a nice baker's there as well. A nice Danny Baker. Ooh, that's thrown me now. Is it fish and chips? No, I think it's got to be fish and chips. But I do want to try that baker's as well that I heard about. Heard nice things about it. Another helicopter coming in. Can hear. Right, there's a post coming up in a minute. That is where I'll plug the camera in and start filming again at that point. How can you see looking through those tears? Don't you know you're worth your weight in gold? I can't believe that you're alone in here. Let me warm your hands against the cold. Close encounter with a hard-hearted man. Everything for what he got. Yeah, so, right. God, look at that bit there. I'm trying to get a quick look at that. Look at that bit there. Warm hands against the cold. Yeah, so I guess that way goes to side strand, I think. But we was on the correct path. Whoever that chancer was back there trying to fool people didn't work. Well, it didn't work with me anyway. Right, so right and left. Right's pointing where we just come from. Left is sticking to these cliff tops along here. But I'm gonna unplug. Well, gonna switch off because I've got to plug the phone camera in, charge up. I'll start filming again in a minute. I'm gonna take this sweatshirt off, have a quick drink as well, and I'll be back with you in a minute. See you in a bit. Right, okay, I am back. As I said I would be. That's weird. That must have gone down to 7% again like it did the other day, so I stopped it around the same sort of time. It's now showing it on 8%, so yeah, we are charging up, that's good. Yeah. Right, I'll flip the camera, show you that we're in the same spot. I just want to check the recordings. Sound is going, yeah, audio. Right, this is the bit where we was anyway. That's going, that's going, that's going. Right, okay, good. This is where we was. Just press the... Right, this is where we was, and we're going that way. Okay, let's do it. Let's go. We're charging up. Yeah, so I stopped that. Pretty much the same as the other day. I did see it was getting low. Rob Lowe. Yeah, I literally only stopped for a couple of minutes, not even that really. Quick drink, took my jumper off. That's better. So the bit where we do join up to a road again up here, that should be Overstrand. From Overstrand, we should be able to see the Cromer Pier, I would have thought. Don't know, I ain't walked these paths before. Does look nice though, because you can't see it all. Obviously you can't see my eye line, you can only see, you're governed by what the camera can see, but all around here it looks lovely. You can see these cliffs to your right, lovely fields to the left. Very nice. Very scenic. What's making a noise? I hate noise, rattling noise. I think there's, is it my keys? Oh, I've got money in my pocket, hang on. Something's making a noise. I've got some change in one of me, in my bag. Got me bus fare, I have. Got to hang around for a bus, I have. Have a little look. There's someone, there's a walker coming along, dog walker. So I'll wait till he's gone by. We'll have a look at the sea for a minute or two. Oh, we're up to 10% already, which is good. The only trouble is it's going to be the SD card today. It's the only issue I can foresee with the camera equipment side. Morning mate, you alright? Right, along we go. Ain't seen many people today though, have we? On this path. Yeah, so it's Monday morning. Well, don't know what time it is now, about 10 o'clock is it? Not sure, I ain't got a clock on this camera thing and I ain't got my watch on. Unless I check my phone, which I can't be bothered. Might be about 10:30 actually. Don't know. That's better with my sweatshirt off or my jumper, whatever you want to call it. I call it a jumper. Jumper, jumper, jumper. Definitely a change in the weather this week, but it's, to be fair, it is nicer to walk in. The other week, especially one of them days, it was so hot. Look at that. The size of that section that's gone, look. Then just shows you how powerful nature is to shift that. Yeah, so it's nice, definitely cooler. You can notice it this week. I don't know if that's going to be the start of sort of things changing a bit towards autumn. I don't know, or I did hear it could be another heat wave coming. So you don't know what to believe really. And I also don't know how they can so-called tell the weather like 10 days ahead. They seem to get it wrong. Even on the actual day, let alone 10 days ahead. So I don't know how they can do that. They can probably predict big weather fronts like rain, but they definitely can't predict exactly where it's going to be, because I've seen it so many times where it's wrong. I've had it where I thought, no, it said rain today. You look out the window, no rain. You think, well, I could have gone out. So a lot of the time I do kind of rely on what I can see myself. But I do still watch the weather though, because on the day though, I generally don't pay too much attention to the ones that are days ahead, because I just think, well, things can change. But generally, before I go out of a morning on one of these walks, I do check the weather. It should be not too far out on the actual day. What is that, sugar beet, do you reckon? I think that's called sugar beet. Sugar beet. I am enjoying this bit of the path, got to say. This is my cup of tea, this is. I did sort these videos into a playlist the other day, so if anyone's watching these videos for the first time, if you want to find the rest of them, you can go to my channel or just go to the playlist, and all the rest of the Norfolk Coast Path videos should be on in that section. I'm hoping there'll be about, when it's finished, 15 videos, maybe 16. But what I did notice this morning, it's taking me, obviously it was going to happen, but it's taking me longer and longer to get to the starting point, because the reason I started at Hopton-on-Sea is that's closest to me. But I knew the further I get round the coast, it's going to take me quite a while just to start, and then do the walk, and then got to get back, and then drive home after. So yeah, I'm noticing it's taking me longer and longer to get to the start. So sometimes I'm not able to start these videos as early as I'd like, because that would just mean leaving at stupid o'clock to get to somewhere for like 7:30, especially as I get past Sheringham Way and all that. But it is what it is. Just reminds me that when I was driving here this morning though to Mundesley, just reminds me how far I've actually walked so far though, because how long it took me to get there in the car, I thought, well, I've walked all this way. $84 miles overall apparently, from Hopton-on-Sea to Hunstanton. %16 on the camera now, so this charger pack is decent, you know. Yeah, scampi and chips. I've got a bottle of water, but that may be gone by the time I get there. Possibly, don't know where the bus stop is. I think it's in the main street, isn't it? High Street. So that would mean I want to get a coffee as well. I could get a coffee, depending on how long that bus, how long I've got to wait. But it's not like, I mean, wasting a bit of time in Cromer ain't a problem because there's so much to see. I like it there. You've got the lovely church and that. Plus, I may look at some walking clothing equipment sort of stuff. Might look at a new backpack while I'm there. Maybe a drinking bottle. Yeah. So I don't mind if I've got to wait about an hour or so for the bus actually. I can potter about in Cromer. See another church through those trees over there. As I said before, I love visiting. When I do my other videos, whatever village I go to, I always like to go in the local church. I don't film inside them because I find it disrespectful, but I film outside of them. Especially I like the ones with the round towers and that. But I do go in them as well, but I don't film, like I say. I just love all that. Some of these churches are so old. They've been here since like the 12th century, some of them. They really are old. I think Norwich Cathedral, when I went there the last time, see a sign, I think that's about 900 years old. 900 years. That's lovely in there. I also like the cloisters. You walk in the cloisters bit, that's really nice. So chilled out, and there's some really interesting sort of carvings on the ceiling of the bit as you're walking around the cloisters. But yeah, as a Christian anyway, so that is why I take a particular, I mean, even if you're just interested in history, these churches are very, very interesting. You know, if you're but I'm someone that likes history and I'm a Christian, so for me, that's why I make a special effort to visit the churches wherever I am, in the villages, etc. But yeah, even if you're just a historian, it's so much interest in these old buildings, these old churches. I like apparently Norfolk's got one of the most amount of thatched church roofs in the country. I think I've read that somewhere. Norfolk's got a lot of thatched roofs on their churches, they look nice. Little boat out there. Probably looks really little on the camera. Never really been into boats or sailing or anything, but I imagine what a chilled out thing to be out that far out in a boat, just looking out the window, sea all around you. Must be lovely. Oh, that's lovely. looks like some sort of fence line coming up here. So we bear round to the right, sort of towards the cliff edge. Yeah. Hang on, we're still audio. Yeah. Lovely jubbly. Or are we forced round to the right? No, it looks like we go through it. Yep, we go through it. Here we go. Okay. People here, face it to the right. Let them pass. Morning, you alright? Yeah, not too bad, cheers. Yeah, alright then. That's it, yep. Right, see ya. Bye. Just spoke to a nice couple there. That's why if you looked at the was looking at the bushes for a bit there. The reason I stopped is I was talking to a couple that just walked past me on the path. What I'll do is I'll block out that conversation on the video. I won't have their voices on there. I'll just put a bit of music on it or something. But I was just talking to them about, look at that view. That's lovely. Yeah, I was just talking to them about what I'm doing, because obviously they see the camera, and you'd ask the question, and I just said I'm walking from Hopton to Hunstanton, 84 miles, the overall distance, and yeah, I was just having a quick chat with them, and I told them my YouTube channel name and that, so I think they're going to look it up. This is nice of them. Right, I can see there is another post coming up here with the directions on it. Yes. Yeah, it looks like they're just out for a little walk with their dog. How nice though, what a lovely place to go for a walk. Yes, there's that post. No acorn, but see, that's just saying that, yeah, there is an acorn pictured on there, but that's saying England Coast Path National Trail. So, like I've said before, the King Charles III England Coast Path is sort of entwined with, well, it's the same as the Norfolk Coast Path on this section, but that's the whole reason why, because originally I did want to start walking from Hopton on Sea to the Lincolnshire border at Sutton Bridge, but the reason I changed my mind with that last section is from Hunstanton to Sutton Bridge, that just comes under the England Coast Path. That isn't actually part of the Norfolk Coast Path, so I'm just doing the Norfolk Coast Path, which is why I'm stopping at Hunstanton. But that was my original plan anyway, to go all the way to Lincolnshire, but nah. But if you wanted to, you could. I mean, this path is going to, at some point, the King Charles III England Coast Path will eventually go round the whole of England. I did look it up online. I don't know if it does yet, I don't know if it's all connected up, but at some point it will. That's their plan anyway. Look at that view. Wonderful view. And there's a bench here, look, you could sit here and look at that. There is a bench like that back at Haysborough. That was a nice view as well. That's where I sat and had my food there on that last video. Or the one before, wasn't it? Look at that for a view though. Beautiful. Right along there. Shows you how high up we are, because I can see someone down on the beach and she looks really small because of how far away she is and how far down it is. Marvellous. So we go down here. I will check the phone again in a minute, because at some point we will come to that road, which I think is Overstrand. Then we get through. I've got to work that little bit out actually. Yep, I can see another post with the acorn sign pointing where we're going. Ah, I can see that bus going by. That looks like the number 34 bus. That's the one I'll hopefully be on later, once I've had my fish and chips and me coffee and been shopping. Yep, still saying this way. Right, I will check the phone here though, because it looks like it's going into the road, and I want to be sure. It is, it's 10:30 now, just checked it. Right, so yeah, this is Tower Lane. So where does it pick up? Right, okay, I think I know. So with Tower Lane, so you want to, this is Tower Lane. We want to follow that back. This leads to Cromer Road, which is the main road again. We go right, then we walk for a bit, then we go right again on Coast Road, and then Clifton Way, and then we pick up the path again. Okay. Yeah. Sun always shines on TV. So there is quite a wind again today, not nowhere near as bad as the other day, but because I'm quite happy with this mic, it doesn't seem to bother me. The wind at first, before I got this mic, was a constant concern for me. I was thinking how annoying it's going to be on the video with the wind noise, but this mic, I'm definitely happy with the sound quality on it and how it performs in the winds or strong breezes. Yep, so we go down here, this connects up to the main road, which is Cromer Road. We've then got to go right and we go to a road called Coast Road, which I think is part of, I think we're in Overstrand then. I think that's classed as Overstrand anyway. Then we might be able to see the Cromer Pier from there. Right, so I'm looking for, is there a path we can walk along without going on that main road bit? There is a thing there, but is that a driveway or something? Are you allowed down that? No. That looks like it's someone's house. Right, so there is a part, there's actual pavement, so you go along here. Yeah, so you don't want to go along that gravel path, you want to come up here to this pavement bit and then we go along here till we get to Coast Road. I can see a sign coming up as well which says Overstrand, so yeah, we've made it to Overstrand, which is nice. As I've mentioned before, I always try and be as respectful as possible when I'm filming, because, well, just out of respect of people's privacy, you know. I know when you're on a public walk path or public street, there's cameras everywhere, especially this day and age, but personally, I like to, when I come up to people on these paths, when I walk past people on these paths, etc., if I can, I generally try and face the camera away as much as possible. I know it can't always be done, but I do try and do that because I just think it's just respectful to people. Not everyone wants to be filmed, do they? But I mean, like I say, public place, I know I'm not filming, I'm only filming in a public place or public streets or public footpaths, etc., but I still like to be as respectful as possible, which hopefully comes across on these videos. But I know I've watched some videos and they don't seem to care, they just film it all over, all sorts of places, and I just think, personally, sometimes I think it can be a bit intrusive, but there you go. But I think this road on the right here is the one we want. This should be Coast Road. Yeah, and it's got the posts, it's got the signs up. It's weird, isn't it? Things are just odd. Like, I remember driving past this and no. Little did I know I'd be walking it soon. Because I've driven through Overstrand before and now I'm walking the path. Here we go, so Norfolk Coast Path is where we've just come from. The coast path is where we want to go, is to the right, but that, if you used to go straight up, that's apparently classed as Paston Way. Yeah, but we want to go down here. Overstrand. Then it goes into Clifton Way, I think. Did I say? Then we pick up the path again there, somewhere there anyway. Yes, I think it sort of bears round, goes into a different named road, then connects up to the path. That's what it shows on the map anyway. Map. I wonder if we have to walk along any sort of sea walls today. I like doing that. That's nice when you do that. You've got the sea literally to your right, lapping against with the sound of the waves, and then you're walking on a nice surface as well. And that can't always be like that, but I like them bits when you're on the sea wall. Right, so here it looks like we've got to sort of go in the road. There's no path, so what you want to do is generally you cross over, because the traffic, you don't want to be walking with the traffic coming over your right shoulder. You want to be facing it, so if a car was to come round the corner up here, they'd see me and I can move over or whatever. But I think there's a pavement again here anyway, so I can get back on the pavement in a bit. Yes, it goes into, this was, what was it, Coast Road? Then it goes into Clifton Way, which is actually a dead end. But we do pick up the path again here to the right. So yeah, there's a pavement again here. And I think we'll probably want to cross over. Yeah, I can see a post up there, which looks like a Norfolk Coast Path sign. Excellent. Excellent. Smithers. Yeah, so we cross here to get to this bit. Marvellous. Yeah, we're going over there. I think where that sort of bench and that red bin is, I think that's where we go through, where the path continues. What a lovely view these houses have got. Look at that. Just look at the view, that is beautiful. And there's a nice bench there you could sit at if you wanted to, just looking at that view. That is marvellous. Very fortunate to live there. Hello there. You alright? Right, so I think we go, yep, I can see the sign over here. So you follow it round here. This is the sign, Norfolk Coast Path. Right here. So pointing back where we was and going this way. Actually, it's pointing down this hill, is it? Is it pointing down here? Or is it going over there? Let me just check this on the phone. Not a bad view though to look at while I'm checking the phone. Right, I think, yeah, it's showing it going down this bit, down here. So you don't want to go that bit, well you can do if you want to sit down on that bench, but the actual path shows it going down this slope. Just double check again, yeah, because that's no good. That takes us to the road. So we want to go down here. Just wanting to get that bit right. Okay, so we go down that slope. Absolutely marvellous. I can see some beach huts. Another bench if you fancy sitting down. So it must walk along past them beach huts, I guess. So this bit, we've come down from the cliff, which is up there. We don't go up there further. We walk here. Which I'm actually just going to check the phone again. So paranoid you are, Sal. I know I am. But better to be safe than sorry, isn't it? Yes, we are. We're going correct. This shows it walking all the way, right along the edge like this for, well, then we're sort of forced up again. We go to a place called Paul's Lane, which would be Paul's Lane. Yeah, that's still in. Paul's Lane is still in Overstrand, but we've got a bit of a way to walk up here yet, so we just stay down here and walk along this bit. Okay. Lovely. Definitely ain't been down here before. I guess that's it there, that concrete walk path. And it's weird, I was just saying back there, I wonder if we'll walk along the seawall again. It looks a bit like we're going to be doing that, or very close to it anyway. Lovely. Any old iron, any old iron, any old iron. Old iron, old iron. Look at that. Lovely bit. Lovely bit of hold still. That's obviously going to be some sort of sea defences, I would have thought. Old iron, old iron. Ah, the beach huts. Do like beach huts. Yeah, this is nice walking along here. Look, just stay on this bit by the looks of it. Well, for a little way anyway. Surf's up, Ace. That's another classic film. Talking about surfing, one of my favourite films, or one, yeah, I'd say possibly in my top 10 films, and that's quite a statement, and I am aware of it. But Point Break, Patrick Swayze and Keanu Reeves, that is one of my favourite films. Like I say, in the top 10, I would say. Such a good film. Gary Busey as well. It's just something about that film. It's like you put it on and you feel like I find it relaxing. It's like I don't know, just one of them films I really like. As I mentioned before, I like 80s and 90s films mainly, and that was, I think Point Break was like 1991, something like that, so right in smack bang in the middle of the era that I like. Brilliant film in my opinion. I actually like a lot of Keanu Reeves films. I know he's done quite a lot actually, and it's weird, he started really young. I mean, I remember him, he was actually in a film called Parenthood with Steve Martin, so that was probably 1989 maybe he's been in other stuff as well, but before that probably has, but I remember him in that Parenthood. That's another great film, I really like that one. Steve Martin, Keanu Reeves, and yeah, I can't remember who else was in that, Rick Moranis in it. Brilliant, that's a great film. they're my sort of films, them sort of stuff, and that era as well. But Point Break, yeah, excellent. Oh, Patrick Swayze, such a shame what happened. But he's done some brilliant films as well. Ghost is a classic. Do like that film, Ghost. Demi Moore, Patrick Swayze. That's a brilliant film. Whoopi Goldberg, that is really good. I like that one. He's also done the other classic, what was it, Dirty Dancing, he done, didn't he? He done quite a lot of good films as well, Patrick Swayze. Nice. Sitting there watching the waves. See, I don't mind filming in that little bit like that because they was all looking away, do you know what I mean? When that sort of situation, no youngsters there and they're not facing the camera, generally I don't mind glancing round quickly, but as I was saying back there, if I can, I like to be respectful, as respectful as possible when I'm filming, doing these videos, because it's nice to get the footage onto YouTube, but I want to do it in a respectful way. Right, I just want to check the phone again because I know it did say we have to go up a slope again at some point. I don't know if it's already, if we're already here or what. I don't think, yeah, it might be here actually. Yeah, I think we are here already. It shows like a zigzaggy bit, and generally when it does that, it just means like a slope that goes up. So I was just checking the phone there. Sorry if I had the camera in the wrong position. So it shows it going up here. Then where do we go? Right, I think I can see. So whatever happens, we've got to go up here anyway. Up this slope, we've got to go up there. So yeah, it was nice walking down that bit, but we've got to walk up again now. There it is. The Cromer Pier says it's 2 miles away, so 2 miles to Cromer Pier. That's not too bad, is it? And I guess if you was to look round that corner, you could probably see it right up there, but we're not going to do that. I'm going to walk up here. Excellent. So we go up here, go right. So up here, this should be Paul's Lane. P-A-U-L-S. Then we go right. Then we go first right again. Then we pick up the path. Tell you what, it's steep. I'll just show you these signs. Right, there. We want to walk up here. So it goes through, I think it shows it going through a car park. You can stick to this route here. Yeah, it goes through there, and then we pick up the path again. I'll face the camera down here though, because there's a couple of people sitting on the bench. But I'll show you the sign. Now that's just saying Paston Way. Around here. It does show it going through the car park. I think I can see it. Over there we want to go. We could have probably walked on the road bit, but maybe easier to go through there. You probably can walk the road bit, but I don't know, it didn't look like there was a side path bit to it. So, it shows it on here. Hang on. So that's good to know, there's public toilets here if you need to use them. Right, so it's showing it there. So is it pointing up there? It is pointing this way. No, it does show it going round here. And then there's got to be a sign, isn't there? We are nearly in the proper position. We're walking to it anyway, so I think it is up here in this corner. So where I was in that car park, you can walk through that car park up to here. These two people look like walkers to me. They're going towards it, so that's telling me we're in the right position. That's good. That's what I wanted. Once we get on that bit, is it plain sailing? Probably not. But we then walk past the golf course, which should be straight enough. Right, so we go through this gate anyway. That's where it's showing it. Or do we? There's a gate or there's that. Talk about choices. Shows us on the path, but what one do we go? There? Do we go through there? Or do we go round here? If there was a post, it'd be handy, wouldn't it? I wonder if it is this way. I think they must both lead to the same bit. I think that leads to there. So I think we're all right. Whether you go through that gate or whether you come there, leads you to this bit. So I'd recommend coming there because it's less overgrown. Right, we're on the path now then. That's good to know. I'll turn that, put my phone away for a minute. Yeah, sorry about facing the old camera down back there, but it had to be done because there was quite a few people around. And yeah, right, sort that out. Look at that view. A couple of people coming along, so passing spots are not the easiest here. I've got one here, I'll go down here while they go past. You'll look at some nice bushes. You alright there?
Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. Right, so there's someone else coming along as well, so you want to look for another passing spot. But what a view. He's waiting, thank you very much. Thank you, mate. Cheers. Yeah, so we are on the Norfolk Coast Path again. Lovely jubbly. And I can see Cromer Pier, look at that. I thought we would be able to see it from here. Oh, that ain't too far away at all, really. how are we doing? So that's been another 50, since I started filming again, that's been another nearly 54 minutes. Battery's doing alright. What's the SD card? Yeah, that's alright. Should be okay, we should get there. Quite enjoyed today's walk, it's so far anyway. It has been a little bit bits and pieces, especially when you first come out of Mundesley. I didn't like that bit in the caravan holiday park bit, didn't like that, but it's got to be done because you don't want to walk along that Cromer road there, definitely not. So didn't enjoy that bit, but it had to be done. Other than that, I've quite enjoyed the walk really, it's been nice. Great, really great. No, I have enjoyed it. So the next, well, don't think too far ahead, Till. But the next video should start in Cromer. Where would that one go to? Sheringham ain't over far from there, so I think I'd want to walk past Sheringham. Don't know how much past it though. Would going all the way to Weybourne be too far? That is the question. Yeah, so we go right next to this golf course up there on the left. Looks like it just sort of sticks to that thing. We can have a little look here. Absolutely marvellous. A couple of people coming along the path, so I'll just wait here for a minute. They're out for a little jog on the beach, nice. Why not? If you like that sort of thing. Right, I'm going to walk past them. How you doing, alright?
Yeah, good, thank you.
And here's the golf course. Whoa. Yeah, we'll look at the alerts here. Look, please be aware of extreme danger. The cliff is unstable, overhangs. Do not go close to the edge. Well, we know that bit. Also, this footpath runs alongside our golf holes. Please be alert for flying golf balls. Do not walk off the path into any cut grassland. Okay. What a lovely course. So it says stick to the path, don't go onto the nice cut grass. Stick to the path. Yep, we knew that anyway, but good to be told again. I've got to watch out for golf balls now. Hope some of these old chaps behind me that are just about to tee off can hit straight. Oh! Oh! Lovely view. Beautiful. No need for that though, is there? People throwing stuff about. I'd pick it up, but I don't know how long I'll have to carry it for. I'm sure you get litter pickers going around here though, but you know. Plus, you don't know what you're picking up either, do you, with your bare hands? If I had a litter picker, that's different. Picking something up which could have been laying there for a couple of days with your bare hands is not advisable, in my opinion. Could have been all rodents on it and all sorts. Right. So you got this golf course, and then when I was up at Sheringham the other week, when I did that bit of filming there, there's another golf course there as well, and that looked lovely as well. Just check the old mic, yep, that's still going. I'll tell you what, I'm happy with the amount of sunshine we've had today, because I had visions of it being overcast all day, which, you know, whatever, but looks better on the filming when it is sunny. La 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 la. It's lovely, lovely blue sea. Beautiful, beautiful. You all right? Bit of an incline here. Whew. Looks like some sort of plaque coming up, or a board giving information. There's a couple of people looking at it at a minute. If we can, I'll have a look at it. Face the camera away because they're coming up, them people. Thank you.
Sorry about that.
That's all right, no worries.
Come here, you have some water.
Thank you.
Thank
Cheers.
you.
That view. That was that board back there, but I didn't want to record it while there's people standing right next to it. Look at them greens, look at that. Marvellous. Never been into golf, but looks quite a chilled out sort of sport really, doesn't it? I would like to try that paddle boarding. Been seeing more and more people doing that. Yeah, it looks pretty good. Another walker coming up. Or a couple. All right, mate. All right. Have a little look over there while we're waiting. All right. Up and down, so we're going down again now. This is nice, but obviously the difficulty of the walk increases slightly with all these up and down bits. Morning.
Morning.
Looks lovely, look. A lovely blue sea in the background of this nice green ferns. Up we go again. Need another drink now. I don't want to stop now. It don't look that far. Well, I don't know. Not that far. Morning, you alright? No, I guess it's not that far. Don't know. Is it about a mile? Test the old calf muscles going up and down here. I've seen worse views though on a Monday morning. Much worse. Being cooped up on a packed Central Line train going into the West End of London, heading to a building site which has got not many windows in it. That would be a worse one, I'd say. Which I've done quite a lot of occasions. Yeah, I used to do like air ventilation I used to install air ventilation systems, basically ductwork. If you've ever seen the film Die Hard, the stuff that he's crawling around in with his nice dirty vest, basically I used to fit that on many different building sites in the City of London, West End of London, all round there. What have we got here then? Welcome to the iconic hull of Royal Cromer Golf Club. Yes. Look at that scene. Absolutely marvellous. Well, I've got to walk past them. I don't really want to walk past it when they're teeing off. That'd be off-putting, wouldn't it? I think you've got to have what they call etiquette, innit? You've got to work out. You don't want to be disrespectful. Should I wait till they've all teed off? That could be favourite, couldn't it? And once they start walking, then I'll start walking. Yeah, so for now, we're going to look over the sea. Lovely, absolutely lovely. Well, they're walking past. Yeah, but he's holding off, see, that would have probably put him off. So I don't want to put anyone off their golf swing. Bosh. How many more got to tee off? One more to tee off by the looks of it, and then we can start walking again. But while I'm looking over the sea, I'll look at the... Hopefully the SD card lasts. Should do, but I'm not 100% on that. Battery's okay. It's just the SD card which may be a bit of an issue. Hopefully not though. Right, I think they've all teed off and we can go now. Didn't want to put anyone off their golf swing. That could ruin their whole morning. I know how some of these golfers can get. That's something else I've done. I worked at a golf club before. Worked on a golf course. I weren't there for that long, but used to do like the grounds maintenance on it and that, strimming, and I didn't do all the really delicate cuttings on the actual greens and that. That was left to the more experienced guys. But I did do a few jobs there and that. Is this the path? Yeah, it is. Look, it says walkers. Walkers pointing there. Or is it pointing up here? No, I think walkers go up here. I would have thought. Yeah, it's pointing that way, wasn't it? Yeah, and I like to do that. Watch out for golf balls there as well, because obviously when you're working, I was literally working on the fairways a lot of the time, so when someone's about to take their shot you have to be very careful, move out of the way, don't put them off and all that stuff. And some of them used to get quite grumpy, and one had a moan at me one day, saying about he reckoned I moved his ball or whatever, I don't know. No, that's right, it landed, I think it landed on a bench or something. The ball actually, he obviously hit it wrong and it went and landed, went off the fairway into like this pathway bit, and then it came to rest on an actual bench. So me being silly, I was literally right next to it. For some reason, I don't know why, I moved it off the bench and put it onto the ground. I thought I was doing right, but he went mental. He said, "You moved my ball." I thought, well, what was you going to play it from there? What, were you going to stand on the bench and play it? Perhaps he was, don't know. But he weren't happy, I know that. Yeah, so my experience with golfers is some of them, well no, they're all right I guess, but whatever you do, don't move their ball. Also, I try and be respectful, like back there, I mean when someone's teeing off, if you're walking right next to a golf course like this, and you've got a few people teeing off, obviously you don't want to walk past as they're going to take their swing, because you know that would be in their eye line and that would put them off. That's what I see anyway. That's how I see it. But I did see two people a minute ago walk past them as they was taking their shot, so you know it is a public footpath, people can walk. But I just, because of the job I've done before, that just made me think of it, and I try and give them as much sort of respect as possible in that scenario. Right, hang on, I just want to check the phone again. Right, so you've got a nice bench up there if you wanted to. Just want to check, you've got another bench here. I just want to double check the phone. I know we couldn't have gone wrong because it was literally sticking to the golf course, but so here, I think you can, I don't know if you can walk up here, let's have a quick look. Because it goes left. This right, the way it goes right here doesn't look like it goes in here, but it could do. It's showing it on the map that it does. And it is actually showing this bit as the Norfolk Coast Path. So yeah, head towards that bench. Head towards this bench. Then it shows the path going around here. Yes, and it does. It actually does. Look, it goes down there. So that's where we want to go. So we're on the correct path. And then that goes, well, we sort of just keep going really till we get to the outskirts of Cromings. Yeah, I'll just check that again after. The only thing I'm concerned is, will this SD card last? Hopefully it does. And I'll tell you what else, I'm hoping it don't start automatically recording over itself, if you know what I mean. So if it was to do that, that'd be a disaster, because that would mean it would start recording over the first bit of this journey today, and we don't want that. So in a way, if it's going to run out, I'd rather it just run out and stop, because if it starts recording over, that's going to mess things up. So I might have to get a bit of a move on in a minute. Can't work it out because it is moving, it is showing it going down this SD card, but it should tell you how much is actually left. This is a tester then, so I want to see if I can do like a 3-hour video. Today's one might end up being that. Right, where now then? I'm going to stick to this bit. It did show it actually on the map, a little bit of crisscrossy this bit. I don't think it matters too much because we're still heading to Cromer, but I think this one is the Norfolk Coast Path. That other one's only just there, but you can walk them other ones as well. We're heading up this bit here. It is, hang on, another bench, yeah it is showing it here and it meets up to the path again here. So this comes to, we start bearing right in a second. Another nice bench there if you want to sit down. Here. Marvellous, marvellous. So we go round this bit, and it shows it, yeah, sort of bearing off round here. You alright?
Oh yeah.
Then we're still on the correct path. I'm just getting paranoid about the SD memory space now. Like I say, that would be my worst fear. I don't mind it running out because if it just stops and runs out, I can always just come back to this exact spot to start the next video. But if it starts going over the earlier footage, that's a nightmare. And I don't know if it does. It's annoying doing this with one hand. We're not far from Cromer though, the outskirts of it anyway. Because there is, yeah. No, we're not far away at all really. We go past a Coast Guard lookout bit in a little while on the left. We'll look for that. Then I think, does it go into a road again? On the road again. On the road again. On the road again. Road again. Road again. I'll just check something here. Zoom in a minute. Trying to work this out here. I'll put that phone away for a minute because I'm going to concentrate on what I'm actually doing. I can see, look, there's the pier. Cromer Pier, we're getting very close now. I could actually unplug this, couldn't I? Is it worth it now? Motoring now, look at that. Try and get past these people, or not. Nice benches here if you want to sit down. I know I keep saying that. You might not want to sit down. You might say, look, I've sat down enough. Thank you very much. But nice to have the option though, isn't it? Hey? And I'm just going to hope that we're going to be alright with battery, because I can't walk too fast because there's no room here, look, and there's people. So, don't know whether to unplug and then... Is this the Coast Guard watch? I think it is. That was that Coast Guard thing I was saying about there. And we go along straight ahead. We do go into I think we go into a road. Let me check it. Right. Little bandstand here, look. I don't know if there's anyone there, if not, I'll film it. Welcome to Warren Woods, that's what that's called, that place there, Warren Woods. Marvellous. Yeah, that's called Warren Woods. Have a Norfolk Coast Path sign coming up here. Is it saying down there? Do you know what? I think it is. Or is it? No, because it's saying it's straight ahead. You can go down there, or you can go here by the looks of it. It's pointing both ways, but I'm sticking to this bit because that's what it shows it on my map. Right, so we're sticking to this bit of the... This is still the Norfolk Coast Path, as it just said on that thing back there. And we're just going to walk along here. So at some point I'll just get to like a... Because we're at Cromer now, here's the church. And then I'll start filming again here, obviously, in the next vid. But I'll get to a certain point first. I want to get a bit further. I want to get to somewhere where I know. I don't remember this bit. I ain't walked this bit before, that's the thing. On the road again. On the road again. On the road again. On the road again. Look at that. Nice view there. Look at that view there. Yeah, so does this show it going straight for a bit then? This shows it going straight for a bit, yeah. Past the Cromer Town Council, and I do remember that bit, I think. So if that takes us past there, that's fine. That could be a place to sort of stop filming and then start filming again in the next video. We're doing alright for the old SD card memory. You alright, mate? No?
Oh yeah.
Alright, so look, it's getting very busy up there because obviously it's holiday season. 11:30 in the morning, but it's still getting a bit built up on the beach already, so obviously I won't be filming down places like that, but I want to get to... Oh yeah, I think I know where I am. I know exactly where I am. Whatever it is, the Cromer Town Council or whatever, that's coming up in a bit on the left, and I probably will stop filming at that point. That'd be a good place to start again. It's good here at Cromer. You see all the boats, they're all on the beach, and the tractors obviously drag them to where they've got to go and back into the sea again when they go back out fishing again. I do like Cromer. As I said the other day though, Do I prefer Sheringham to Cromer? I'm not sure. I do, like I said, the more I see of Sheringham, the more I like, to be fair. But I do like, I mean, look at that pier, that is beautiful. I've taken some nice photographs of that before. I used to have a really decent camera, which I sold actually. I sold that when I was falling on hard times. I needed some money, so I sold the camera. But yeah, but when I did have it, it had such a good zoom on it. I took some nice photos of that pier. On the road again. On the road again. Let's go the old boats. Lush. So we are coming up to the town council now. That's on the left. That building there on the left. And that is where I will stop filming. For today anyway. Marvellous. Absolutely marvellous. So that there is the town council, I think, building. You can walk through that little walkway bit there. But I guess the iconic bit would be to stop to focus on the pier, wouldn't it? So I'm here, where that little lookout thing is there, next to this bench, next to the town council, looking over at the Cromer pier. This is where I will stop filming. This is where I'll stop filming for the day. I'll start again here in the next video, whenever that will be. I don't know when I'll be able to get here again. I think the weather's going to be a bit dodgy this week, so weather permitting and all that, work commitments, etc. And so I don't know when I'll do the next video. Might have to be about 5 or 6 days, don't know yet. But that is the walk from Mundesley to Cromer today. I hope you've enjoyed it. I've actually enjoyed it. I quite liked it, to be fair. Like I say, that first bit of Mundesley, not my favourite bit, but I did enjoy pretty much the rest of it. So yeah, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed it as well, and hopefully I'll see you again at this point in the next video. See you later.